We have dashboards, your competitor has dashboards. The real question is not whose dashboards are better. The real question is who makes better decisions based on those dashboards and who makes them faster. The gap between you and your competitor, that's not a reporting problem. It's a problem of decision speed and decision quality. Let me show you where this idea comes from. Because it didn't start in business, it started in a war. So Korea, 1953, 2 fighter jets, nearly identical. One pilot survives, the other doesn't. And it wasn't the plane. It wasn't even skill. Well, not entirely. The winning pilot was cycling through a loop. See something, understand it, make a call, boom. Faster than his opponent could track. By the time the other pilot understood what was happening, game over. The situation had already changed twice. Colonel John Boyd flew those missions. He survived. And after that, he spent next 30 years figuring out why. And what he discovered, he called the OODA Loop. 4 letters, 4 steps. Observe, orient, decide, act. Let me explain what each of one means. Observe, you notice something has changed. Orient, you understand what it means for your situation. Decide, well, you make a call. And act, you do something about it. Simple. But here is what Boyd discovered. The side that runs this loop faster always wins. Well, it started in military strategy. Then it moved into business, into management, into leadership and operations. And also into business intelligence, data analytics, and reporting. Because in 35 years of working with mid-sized companies, I've seen something most people have never noticed. The OODA Loop and the way great reporting works, they are the same thing. I'm Feliks Golenko. For 35 years, I've shown mid-sized companies how to turn their data into profit. More than 1,500 projects, more than 400 clients. And in this video, I want to show you exactly how these two things fit together and what it means for how fast your company can make decisions. Most companies have got reports. They show numbers, but a number on its own is just a number. It doesn't tell you what to look at. It doesn't tell you where the problem is. It doesn't tell you what to do. A good data story is different. It's designed with one purpose, to carry you from seeing what's happening to knowing where to focus to understanding what to do about it. And it's got 3 levels. Level 1, the overview. You see the big picture. How is the business performing? Are there areas that need a closer look? Level 2, attention needed. You see which specific area needs your focus, which salesperson, which region, which product. The reporting points. It says, look here. Level 3, the X-ray. You drill down into that one area. You see exactly why it is performing the way it is. All the facts, everything you need to know to make a decision. 3 levels, each one leading to the next. And I spent 35 years designing these stories. And when I discovered Boyd's OODA Loop, I realized these 2 things map into each other perfectly. And let me show you how. Before I do, if you are an executive of a mid-sized company or you are responsible for its results, well, this is for you. Because you probably have dashboards, you probably have reports. But here's what I hear from most companies. The reports exist, but decisions are still gut calls, made slowly, in meetings. And somewhere out there, your competitor just moved on something you are still discussing. That's not a coincidence. That's a broken loop. And let me show you where it breaks and what to do about it. The first step of the OODA Loop is observe. In reporting terms, that's level 1, the overview. Every Monday morning, a CFO opens a dashboard, looks at the numbers, revenue, margin, cost, sales, and feels informed. But there's a problem. Most overview dashboards were not properly designed. They were accumulated. Someone needed a report, IT built it. Someone else needed a different report, well, IT built that too, year after year. And you have 40, 50, 80 reports, all technically correct. but none of them designed to answer one question. What do I need to see to run this business well? So, you observe, but you observe the wrong things, or the right things 3 weeks too late, or the right things at the right time, but in a table where a simple trend line would have shown the problem 2 months earlier. And here's something that surprises most people when I say it. Seeing is not the same as noticing. A CFO opens a dashboard between two meetings. The signal is there, a margin drop, a sales dip in one region, and it doesn't register because the dashboard was not designed to make that signal visible. It was designed to show data, not to create action. With AI-driven business intelligence, the system doesn't wait. It tells you, this change, this needs your attention today. The second step is Orient. And this is where most companies are completely lost, they just don't know it. Let me show you what I mean. Orient maps to level 2, the attention needed level. You've looked at the overview, something seems off. Now you need to know where exactly. Is it this region or that one? This salesperson or this product? This customer segment or this cost center? Here's what happens in most companies at this point. Your CFO and your sales director look at the same numbers and they see different things. Finance says margin dropped because costs went up. Sales says margin dropped because they had to discount. Operations says it started 3 months ago with a supplier issue. Nobody's lying. But there is no shared picture, no shared orientation. And without a shared picture, you cannot decide. The meeting debates which version of reality is correct instead of deciding what to do about it. That's a reporting design problem. A well-designed, attention-needed dashboards and reports don't just show numbers, they point. Plan versus actual, trends over time, comparisons between teams, regions, products. And they say, this salesperson is underperforming against plan for 3 months. This region is trending the wrong way. This product is showing a pattern that needs your attention. This kind of dashboards and reports do the orientation work for you. And with AI, it goes one step further. AI doesn't want for someone to notice the pattern. It says, look at this, here's what I found. Here is why it matters. Orient becomes something the system actively supports, not something left entirely to the human. The third step is decide. This maps to level 3, the X-ray. You know which areas needs attention. Now you drill through. Why is this salesperson not hitting target? Is it number of calls, the conversion rate, the product mix they are selling, the region they cover? Level 3 gives you all these facts, the full picture. Everything you need to understand exactly what is happening and why. At this point, then the decision should be almost obvious. The reporting has done its job. But here's the second human hurdle. And it is the most common failure I see after 35 years. Knowing what the problem is not the same as knowing what to do about it. And you've seen the X-ray, you understand the issue, and now you freeze. And you say, we need more analysis, or let's discuss this in the next meeting, or let me check with the team first. All of these are the same thing, not deciding. And most organizations make this even worse because they punish being wrong more than they punish not deciding. So decisions go to committees, working groups, follow-up meetings. The X-ray data sits there, the loop stalls. Days pass, sometimes weeks, while your competitor, who has the same problem, is already testing a solution. With AI, this changes. Not because AI decides for you, but because AI takes the level 3 facts and says, here are 3 options. Here is what happened in similar situations. Here is what data suggests. But the decision is still yours, but you are no longer standing at the edge of it alone. And the fourth step is act. The decision was made. Something needs to change by Monday morning. That sounds obvious. But this is where most loops die, quietly. The decision felt real in the meeting, and then nothing changes. Competing priorities arrive. other fires start. The decision gets written in the minutes and quietly forgotten. With AI, routine decisions don't depend on follow-through. The system acts, obviously within guardrails. Adjust the price, flag an account, send an alert, route an issue. The small things that would have been forgotten, well, they happen. And here is what closes then the loop completely. The next week's overview, level 1, shows whether the action worked. Did the number move? Did the decision land? And the output of act becomes the input for the next observe. That's not a report, that's a loop. Most companies are not running a loop. They are running 4 separate, disconnected activities. Some reporting happens somewhere. Some analysis happens in meetings. Some decisions get made on gut feeling. Some actions get taken by whoever shouts loudest. They think they have a loop. They don't. They have fragments. The companies that win consistently year after year are the ones where all 4 steps are connected, where the overview surfaces the signal, where the attention needed level shows you exactly where to look, where the X-ray gives you everything you need to decide, and where the decision actually becomes action by Monday morning. One feeds the next. The loop runs. And this is what good reporting is actually for. Not dashboards and reports, a loop. Here's a very simple way to find out where your loop breaks. I'll give you 4 questions, 1 per step. Score yourself, 1, 2, or 3. 1 means we have a real problem here. 2 means we manage, but it's not good. And 3 means this step works well. Let's start with observe, level 1. When something changes in your business, a margin drop, a sales decline, a cost that suddenly jumped, how quickly do you see it? Does your overview dashboard show it clearly, or from a monthly report 3 weeks later, or even worse, do you find it out from a client? Score yourself. 1, we have a problem. 2, we're just about to manage. 3, we are good. Well, if necessary, pause here, think about it, and then score yourself. Orient, level 2. When you see something is off, does your reporting tell you immediately where to look? Which region, which product, which person? Or does everyone around the table have a different number or a different explanation? What's your score? 1, 2, or 3? You can pause here too and think about it. Decide, level 3. When you understand what is happening, does a decision actually get made the same day or the same week? Or does it go into a committee, a working group, a follow-up meeting, and the answer comes 3 weeks later, if at all? What's your score here? 1, 2, or 3? You can pause here and think about it. Now, act. When a decision is made, does something actually change by the following Monday? Or is it in the minutes and quietly forgotten? What's your score here? 1, 2, or 3? Pause here and think about it. Now, pause and add up your scores. Maximum is 12. Everything below 8, your loop has got a gap, probably more than 1. Any step that's scored 1, that's your bottleneck. That is where everything downstream breaks. Find it and you know exactly what to fix first. The OODA Loop has been around for 70 years. The 3-level data story, overview, attention needed, X-ray, is how the best-run companies have always reported. Now put them together, and you have something most companies have never had. A reporting system designed to make decisions, not to produce reports, to close the loop. I'm Feliks Golenko, 35 years, more than 1,500 projects, more than 400 clients. 2 of them have been working with us for longer than most companies exist. The OODA Loop runs in every company. In some, it runs in days. In others, in weeks, or not at all. And the gap between those 2 is not a reporting problem. It's a competitive problem. And it might be costing you right now, every single day. Every day your loop breaks at Orient, your competitor oriented faster. Every day it breaks at Decide, they decided while you were still in the meeting. Every day it breaks at Act, they moved, but you didn't. You scored yourself today. You know which step scored 1. That is where the loop breaks. that is where they are gaining on you. Book a game plan session. We will find the break and we will fix it. The link is in the description. And I'll see you in the next one.